I'm seeing a lot of posts of basically the red pill community, just like all they're doing is complaining about women. Um, I see a lot of like um, pictures of women getting overweight, um, like getting mad at the woman for being overweight, and then you see her man, and like you see like a before and after picture, or whatever, and then you see that like her man gained weight too, and to sit here and just like, yeah, of course, like the woman has to have accountability, like you hold women accountable for sure, but like if you have any understanding, women are naturally followers. So like you can see this politically, like what's gonna happen, you're gonna see a shift since America decided, like the men decided to go more conservative. You're gonna see a lot of women dropping out of the left woke ideology type of stuff. Not you're just, it's not gonna go away 100%, but like you're gonna see a lot of women who really didn't have the extremist ideas, but they just kind of like went along with it. They're just gonna like go along with the right, at some point. Um, it's like, it's like they are the ultimate conformist. Um, that's why they are still. That's why they're. You see less men in college because men get it that college is pretty much worthless. Not all of it, but a lot of it is worthless. Um, so the red pill community sit here and then like they sit here and cry and cry and cry, and like they don't want to take any type of leadership. And if they say like men are the leaders, you're the leader. Well, you take, if you're a good leader, you're supposed to take responsibility for your doings. So like if you're in a marriage and your wife doesn't want to be intimate with you anymore, why is that? Is it just because like she just doesn't like it's just done, like after a certain amount of time it's just she just turns everything off? Or was the whole reason you guys were intimate was because of you in the first place? When you guys first met, you made things probably very interesting for her, very hot and steamy. She got very like emotionally involved and was all in, and then you lost attraction and you let the fire burn out, and then like you can't just, she's a human being, you can't just expect her just to be like of course she can just like, there's different she's a woman, can always be ready for that. They sell it themselves, like they sell it to strangers. um that's like the oldest profession. So but you you want your woman to want you. um her just being like basically, okay, let's just get this over with, come on, like how can that like be, how could that like, if a woman that I was involved with did that to me, I would be like, no, I'm good. Like, you seem repulsed by me. It's like you're you don't want to. You only are doing this because of maybe I'm providing you for financial or security. Like, I want you to be into it, and if you're not gonna be into it, then like, nah, I'm good. Like this, but they're not robots. These are people. Like, I know, I know. Like, it's easy to look at women and like objectify them because I do it too. Even though like I know they're not that, but it's just like it's like looking at a car when you see a beautiful woman and like, you know, she's got really cool clothes on, and the whole she's really good at like um accentuating herself via like the way she dresses and all that. So like I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But like listen, it's guys need to take responsibility, you know. Yes, we hold women accountable, and this is what I'm saying. If women want to be the men of their own lives and they want to be independent, they should have to be 100% independent. They shouldn't rely on any man for any type of help. They should go out there, work, earn their money, and if there's something that they need help with, well, then they have to pay somebody to do that for them, like fix their car or whatever. Not have their dad pay any bills, not have anybody come and help them pay their bills, like nobody to bail them out, nobody to come save them. Like, if you want to be a man, that's cool. Go ahead, do it. But you're not gonna just like have like all the good stuff that comes along with being a man and not have to suffer anything bad. And that's what's happening with the simps. The simps are constantly bailing women out. They won't let them fail. All a woman has to do is sit there and turn on the tears, and then like I know, like when a woman turns on the tears, like there's something inside you that it's like you don't like it. You don't want to see a woman sitting here crying, like um you automatically have some type of energy towards her, like wanting to help her in some type of fat way or whatever. um so like yeah, like women are basically, they're like, since they're all into their emotions and they're only about like right now, that's so childlike and immature. So that's how people are. Like if people um are only about right now, they don't think anything long term at all, like about tomorrow. Let's just like have fun today, you know, like the grasshopper. We just have fun all summer, and then when winter comes, um, you have nothing, and you're just going to starve and freeze to death. So, like, that's not a good way to live your life. You have to like live for now, of course. You live for today because like today is not, tomorrow's not promised, but you still have to prepare for tomorrow. Because like yes, I could have a satellite just land on top of me, up airplane land on top of me, and I can just like pass away at any time. The ground can just open up beneath me, and then I just fall uh thousands of feet to my death in some lava. So it's just like it could happen anytime. You can be taken out at any time, but you still have to like try to preserve for tomorrow, um, as much as you can. You try to you know like you can't just think of right now all the time. You can't do that. So like you have to have people with wisdom, and this isn't for all women aren't like that. There's some women that definitely show wisdom, but primarily, generally speaking, most women are usually just into their emotions. So like I used to struggle with this, like thinking like, how did my ex just like get over me? Like how did she like of all those things I did to help her out, how can she just like look over that and like look back at that and be like, I don't need this guy? How can she just like, because like all the good stuff that you do for a woman is not going to be like stored in a bank, like you can go back like, well, I did this for you, and, or they're just going to think like, oh well, they did that for me. Now if they get into like trouble, like if something bad happens, oh, like yeah, they'll try to like hit you up or something later on. But like if they're like fine, if they feel like they're gonna be fine for a while, they're just gonna be like whatever. um like I struggle with this thought, like I did this, like she would have never like seen, like her grandma was on a deathbed and she wouldn't even seen like say goodbye to her if it wasn't for me because of her anxiety. And it's just like, yeah, her family loved me, her family adored me, but she didn't. And whatever I did to help her out is doesn't matter. Like, all that is in the past. But the funny thing is, they will bring up the past of things that they are not over. So the best way to get your woman, like, her anger out is to let her talk it out. Like, sit here and listen to her crap. Like, listen, because you probably did something to make her upset. And then you kind of just brushed it off. You brushed her feelings off. And women don't like that. Women don't like when their feelings are brushed off. They want attention. They like validation for the most part. They're very social creatures for the most part. Like, they are the glue that brings a family together. Me raising my kids on my own, I can see like where the woman was missing out of our lives because there wasn't. I did the best I could to nurture, but I'm not a nurturer. Like, I did the best I could to balance um, them not having a mom, like trying to be nurturing still at, because they weren't real little, but like they were still like innocent. They weren't teenagers yet when I had them on my own. So I had to have some type of like delicacy, because I couldn't just be like rough. Like, if I was just like rough and strict the whole time, like discipline, like I had to put some type of a balance, um, because they weren't getting it from the other side. And that's not an easy thing for people to do, especially not for a woman to. They struggle with it tremendously when it comes to like raising teenagers. This is why I think that the most important, like for me, like looking at things in my own personal life, how like when I like me raising kids, me being raised as a kid, me seeing things like the most important part of a mother's life is like when the kids are small, up until like when they start to become teenagers and get like independent, and they don't really, they're going through the like teenagers, a transition to an adult from a kid. So once you get to that point, the mom still needs to be in the life for sure, but like they're not as needed. Like, the baby was a part of the mother, like literally a part attached to the mother with like they had to cut the cord. They were attached. You literally have to cut the cord to separate them. So like, of course the baby needs to be around the mother. This is where like women, like I'm saying, like women nowadays, they don't care about being a mother. Like, if the first thing you think about is going back to work when you just had a baby, that's absurd to me. Like, what are you doing? Even like I couldn't imagine that. Like, you have a baby, even if like you're not living in the best place, like, yeah, you might have meager, like, humble beginnings, but like you can still build things up as you go. You know what I mean? It's just like this whole thought process of like, oh, we have to have everything. You don't. You do have to have a good, like, you have to have like potential. So like you have to have like like the somebody, especially the man, like, because I'm not carrying a baby. I'm not attached to a baby, and then I give birth to a baby. I don't have that experience. I am more built to go and move stuff, to go gather stuff, to bring back money, to go do hard labor than a woman. A woman's like is meant to raise baby. Like, that's her primary function, is to have babies. Um, that's natural. They want to have babies. They want to have a family. They want somebody to provide and protect. I've seen this many times in my dating experience, through all the different profiles I've went through in my lifetime. The same things always came up. Not wanting to hook up, even though they will break the rules for somebody they're very attracted to. I know I've seen it many times. They broke the rules for me. I know that's so weird because I'm like not very attractive, but if you have decent game, like you push certain buttons with women, then like things can change very quickly. So it is looks. It's the whole package. It's not just like one thing. Like guys, like oh, I really like how she looks. Um, so it's just like it. The red pill guys, they don't. They're like they still have the same advice, which is good advice, but like the dynamics of things have completely changed since 2020 when it comes to dating. Like there's not a lot of women out here that are available. I mean, honestly, it's there's not a lot. Um, in my own real life, every single woman that I encounter has a boyfriend or she's married. Like I don't encounter any women really in my own personal life that isn't taken. So then, okay, then I'll just go on the internet and I'm not really looking. I mean, I would like to have it'd be cool like if a partner like, somebody came in my life or whatever, but it's just like I'm not really looking. I really kind of don't care right now. Um I don't feel prepared. I still have like things to figure out on my own, like my own stuff to do. So it's just kind of like, there's that experience, especially like through the holidays, where it's just like it'd be cool to have somebody like, because I like attention, I like affection. Um, it's cool to be able to have somebody that's not out here with anybody else but me. Um, but also it's just like if I'm going to sit here and become like the best version of myself, become like supreme red pill excellence, what am I becoming that for? That's the question that I give myself after all this process, because like I decided to did as much changing as I could. I couldn't just sit here and just like completely flip my life. I did as best as I could because I was raising kids too, so it's like the me separating from my ex was like a huge change in my life for me to like change, like propel myself to do better things. However, I was limited to what I could do, so it's just um it's been a slow process. But it's just like at this point, what I'm seeing out there is like a bunch of gold diggers who like I'm like maybe it's just like I want somebody that like I'm not even that myself. I'm not even that I'm cool with like a plain Jane woman that is around my sexual market value. Like I don't need anything like I don't even want a 10, 9, even an 8 at this point. I'm fine just having like at the best a 7 and that's still pushing it because like I just want her to like just don't be fat. Just don't be overweight at this point. Just don't be overweight. Just be in good shape. You don't have to have the prettiest face. That's fine. Just like don't be overweight because I'm not physically attracted to overweight women, man. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm just not attracted to overweight women at all. It's a complete turnoff to me. It's just like just be loyal to me, be friendly, be nice. Um, you know, ha- ha- have a sense of like I don't know. The women nowadays have like no sense of innocence like at all. So it's like they're all walking around like dudes. That's great. That's why they call people bro. Like they think that they're a dude. Um, so like why am I like gonna achieve excellence when yeah I can go to another country or whatever like that, but like I'm not even trying to start a family like myself. So, like, myself, I've already had my family. I'm not trying to start another family. I got a vasectomy, so I can't anyway. So, at this point, I would just rather have somebody who's at the same point in their life, who's had their kids are older, and they just want to like experience life with somebody else, you know, and then, it's not really asking that much, but um, there really isn't anything out here. So like the women around my age, they're all single moms. Like on the dating sites, they're all single moms. It's crazy. Um, and it's not like their kids are like 18 or something. Their kids are like 12 or like 8. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with baby daddy. I don't want to deal with drama. I don't want to deal with your kids' drama. I don't want to have to sit here and deal with all that crap. So like, okay, so I sit here and grind, and then like for 5 years I'm just grinding hard. It's just like I sleep, I work out. I work, I collect money, and that's all I do. I'm a machine for like 5 years. Like, what am I getting? Gold diggers? I achieved this excellence to get gold diggers. Cool. Like, I put in all this massive hard work so I can like basically have access to prostitutes. Like, what? It's like these red pill guys just don't live in reality. They think that there's like this huge abundance of women out here, and there really isn't. There's not a lot of available women out here. Um, and that's where I disagree with them. Um, so like, I guess my train of thought is all messed up now, but basically the we're in a different paradigm than we were from 4 years ago. The dating is different. Dating sucks for everybody. Um, Dating has turned into like my agenda. What's my agenda? It's not what's what can be our agenda. What can like let's build a team. No, it's just like what can I get out of this person from either sex? What what sexually can I get out of this person? What can I get out of this person financially? That's what it's become. Transactional. So what is transactional sex? So like if that's all it's become, like why would I sit here and become like the greatest so I can peacock to other straight men? Really? Why would I peacock to other straight men? I don't care about looking like you do what you do as a man because you want to attract women, not dudes. I don't care what dudes think of me. I don't give a damn. Like you think I'm poor? Cool. Whatever. I don't care. You think that I look like a bum with my clothes? I don't care. I'm not here to try to impress you. Um and that's what it's become. America is basically a huge sausage fest, and you wonder why like 10 million men aren't working because there isn't women that want to be moms and wives anymore. Those women are already taken. Those women are already taken. Um, so like I'm one of the leftovers, leftover Americans, and there's a lot of people that can relate to me. Um, so, yeah, the whole red pill. If you're young, yes, you have to create value. But when you get to be like old, like me, like you trying to like red pill, man, you get in. What happens is like you just lose ambition. Like, man, I don't really feel like doing that. For what? when you're young, like, yeah, I'll work hard for this shiny new car or like this hot chick. But when you get to be old like me, you're just kind of like, eh. And if you look at the red pill guys, most of the red pill guys are old like me. So, um, some of them are married, some of them aren't, but it makes you like people. Not everybody's the same. Some people like they don't know what to do with their time, so they're just workaholics. I can relax, I can chill, I can create. I don't relate to the average man. I don't relate to Elon when it comes to working 90 hours a week. I'm sorry, I don't. I like to like relax, decompress my brain. Um, People take my energy, re-energize. So yeah, why am I talking about myself? Um, yeah, it's like that. The, you can try to achieve excellence. It's like, but it's like for what here? For what? For what here? Like there's there's not a lot of it. Like I said, even if like I said before, I heard a statistic: 60% of women think they're in a relationship in America, and 30% of men think that they're in a relationship. So like 30% of women think that they're in a relationship, but they're not. They're sharing a man, and they don't even know it. They're just sharing a man. They're sharing like the elite man or whatever, their first choice. I mean, that's probably where we're headed anyway. Like if I was a high clout person and I was president, you best believe I'm walking in there with like uh three women. Seriously. I might even walk in with seven. I'll have one from every single race. Um and they'll all be my wives. I'll be the first president that has amorous a poly relationship. Um, wouldn't that be something? Um, that's gonna happen too. Somebody's gonna be like the first president that has multiple wives or husbands, like a stable of wives or husbands, instead of just like one. Um, because I think that poly relationships are probably gonna keep happening. I think that like the incels will gravitate towards AI girlfriends. Damn it, my phone's already. And um, I'm not sure what's going to happen with like OnlyFans women that went on there, because like with the AI coming out, unless they do like heavy regulations where they put the watermarks on like you have to have some type of marking on every image and video that AI creates. So if somebody creates something of me, people know that it's not a real video. Um, yeah, that's it.